Hello indie fans and welcome once again to Indie Watch, a weekly series that will give you a rundown of 5 indie titles that are must plays, allowing you to spend your time and money wisely and ensure you never miss out on an indie gem. We are entering the month of May, and as you might expect, the releases keep on coming, so let's have a look at what the beginning of this month has to offer us in terms of promising indie titles. In at number 1 we have Let Bygones Be Bygones. Unlike last week's Indie Watch, we don't have one game that blows another out of the water, so we begin in no particular order with Let Bygones Be Bygones, a text-based adventure that lets you take control of Detective John Cooper as you scour the dystopian city of Terra Hive for a missing woman. It's a game that tries to blend the troubled cop narrative of Disco Elysium with the cyber noir vibes present in games like The Ascent and Deus Ex. It's another clear indicator that the point-and-click genre is alive and well, and this game looks like a brilliant narrative to get your teeth stuck into, so be sure to grab it when it drops on the 30th of April. In at number 2 we have Hex Guardians. Are you someone who loved the Bloons Tower Defense series? Are you someone who loved tile builder games like Dwarf Romantic? Well then boy do I have a game for you this week. Hex Guardians is a perfect blend of tile builder and tower defense, where you start with a tiny little hexagonal kingdom and over time lay down more tiles and more defensive measures to keep your kingdom safe and sound. You'll need to tactically place your resources carefully, use terrain available to your advantage, and you'll also have to take down a series of bosses that will really put your build to the test. Now to be fair, it's not exactly reinventing the wheel here, but the tile builder angle is cool and it looks like a competent tower defense game, so if you've been on the hunt for a new one, Hex Guardians may be able to fill that void when it drops on the 2nd of May. In at number 3 we have Inda. Now for something a little bit more spooky and unsettling. Next we have Inda, a game about a nun living in an alternate future in Russia, where in a bid to discover her true self, Inda accepts the help of an unlikely travel partner, the devil himself. This game is visually striking and clearly has seen a lot of love and care poured into the big narrative swings the game takes. You'll encounter tense moments, unique dark comedy, and puzzle elements that are real head scratchers. Now, with the ongoing war in Ukraine, it would be remiss of me not to say that this company is a Russian company operating out of Kazakhstan, so if that's a deal breaker for you, then that's completely fair. However, from a completely objective point of view, Inda looks like an interesting and memorable narrative-driven adventure launching on the 2nd of May. In at number 4 we have Tendrel. Our penultimate entry this week is Tendrel, a game that takes notes from Slay the Spire in terms of its deck building mechanics, but then adds an extra layer of tactical planning by placing the battle on a grid, making each encounter like a deck builder based game of chess. Essentially it's Slay the Spire meets Into the Breach, and in terms of familiarity this is one that you can hop into and never really miss a beat, as the mechanics are so straightforward and intuitive. You'll have the usual staples like relics, anomalies, a path progression system with random events, runes, bosses, and so much more. It's basically another fantastic indie roguelike to tide us over until Slay the Spire 2 arrives, so if you need something to keep you occupied until then, jump into Tendrel on the 30th of April. And in at number 5 we have Loop Hero on iOS and Android. Lastly, we have a game that we all know and love, which is hitting mobile devices very soon. Loop Hero, for those unaware, is an idle RPG where players will walk around a procedurally generated loop, fighting enemies and collecting items and gear as they go. Your role is simple: manage your character build and place tiles to expand your loop. It's an excellent, low-effort game, and that's what makes it a perfect fit for mobile. iOS and Android users will gain access to this piece of indie royalty, and this one will be hitting the app stores on the 30th of April. So there you have it folks, these are the 5 indie games coming this week that you should absolutely wishlist and pick up above all others. There are some amazing options here, so be sure to tell me which ones you'll be grabbing, which ones you'll be leaving alone, and also highlight any other upcoming indies that we missed as well in the comments. Like and subscribe to the channel to help us in the algorithm, and until next time, I've been Cal, and I'll see you then.